Rising, everybody, and I hope everybody is doing great this morning. Wait, I don't want any fucking sweet bills on my street, my live. So I want to get out of here. Okay, great. Yeah, so they say that, I mean, there's this trend. Look at my eyes tonight. You see how, what color they are? Well, no, why? Because I had some really good blood tonight. It was really, really good. I want to let you guys know something. And this here is so humiliating because I'm not used to having no less than 1,000 people in my life. Before my account got hijacked, it was in a given night I had like 10,000 people in my life. So I'm starting all over again like a newborn baby. And like a lot of you are going to start over again in purgatory. This is one of my wigs. This is my store on Amazon. Hope you like it. But under this is a very, very bald head. So I want to tell you guys what happened last night. Last night, I started dealing in magic with a K again. Aleister Crowley himself. Okay, like a little shadow of him, but it wasn't like see-through, it was opaque. And thank you for the like. And he was here, he was there, and he like disappeared. And I went to sleep listening to Lesser Vanishing of the Pentagram and a whole bunch of other stuff. What I need to get done is the bloody offering. I'll say 90% of my stuff has been destroyed at this place. And every time I fix it, they destroy it again. So what I was told to do was to destroy everything and start over again, and he will give everything to me tenfold. The thing is, he requires a sacrifice. And I'm so tired of sacrificing. Some of you guys, your souls are so dirty and tainted, and I can't eat any of you. But those, when I had my life, I had a lot of members, and we would go, we would go on a private session, and I would show people, because they think I just snatch up random people and just eat them, that the people, they offer themselves willingly with all their heart to make me happy, and they give it to me. You understand? So that night, I was just talking about it. I cut his wrist and on the live, and because he said he wanted a BJ. So I'm like, okay. So I spit the blood on his tea bags, and then he turned pussy and started talking about he's bleeding too much. So what happens when someone bleeds a lot? You cauterize them, like my doctor did my nose when I was a kid, and that stops the bleeding. I gave you what you wanted, you gave me what I wanted, now get out. I haven't seen him since. Where's Waldo? I hope you jumped off a roof. Um, Thank you for your offering. If anyone else is in New York City and you feel like coming by and giving me an offering, I'll accept it. And I'm only going to eat a small piece. It's not going to be big, and you're going to want me to do it. Because the pleasure you're going to get is going to override the pain. Do you understand? Your adrenaline's going to kick in and you won't feel anything. Or, best case scenario, you might go into shock. Worst case scenario, you might bleed to death. We have choices these days. The choice is up to you. So yesterday was my 60th birthday, and I spent it with pneumonia. I normally don't throw my cash up there, but on here because I had to start all over again, and I was a YouTube partner. We're not making any money, so I would appreciate it. A birthday present. Well, what would you like me to wrap up for you? I remember, I think it was SNL, and it was like Justin Timberlake. He's like, give your girlfriend a dick in a box. Do you know how sexy I thought that was? But you know what? It would have been sexier if the dick in the box was actually severed off. Do you understand? Now let me give you some background about me. I was a pathologist assistant for 30 years, so I got all the fresh meat. And for those who don't know, it's not the same as a morgue or a mortuary. What that is, the pathology lab is where they bring the disease specimens. So let's say, worst case scenario, God forbid one of you guys has diabetes and you don't take care of it, and they have to take off one of your legs. And what happens, they bring me the leg, I scrape the stump, I take that to cytology to analyze the degree of the disease. And I do that, morphology of blood cells and things like that. Doing research on hyperchromic macrocytic anemia, idiopathic blood-borne diseases, and opportunistic infections. And so, I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd with a really big mouth. But Now I also have a demon. I'm a cult leader. When you're a kid, when I was a kid, we used to go to the lab, and go to the doctor in pediatrics, and then they would take my blood in the laboratory. And back then they had this cotton ball jar, and it was glass, and it had a little metal cap, and when she would take it off, it would go ping, and then the centrifuge spinning the blood, and I forgot the micro, whatever the fuck that was, I forgot. And then when she would have us to do like a stat lab, she'd have the hemocytometer in her hand. And I said, wow, this is what I want to do. And when I was like supervising laboratories and I'm in there, I'm like, see, you guys got it good now. You have machines. Back when I was doing it, we didn't have machines. We had to do blood counts with something called the hemocyte. Click, 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 click. And everything was done by hand. Um, People were even still pipetting by mouth, even though HIV was a big thing back then. But you guys have everything so easy now, and DNA came into play after I started working. My first job was at Bellevue Hospital, working for Dr. Bodden, and he trained me, and I really got to see him in action. And then years later, I moved on, and I see him with his own show, like all the forensic shows come out and stuff. But I want you guys to know he was an excellent doctor, and I love to see the insides of people. I'm very curious about what people look inside, and then like when you work at a morgue or a laboratory, you get to keep the parts. Uh, Fun fact: one day, the refrigerator broke, and it was stinking bad. But when they went to clean it out before they went to fix it, all the stuff, some of them like, help me discard the stuff, and okay. So I took a couple of eyeballs and not a leg, but I took a piece of a femur, and what else? I took some ears, and I took what? I took some ears and a foot. And the thing about it was I was experimenting in taxidermy. When people would come to my house, I guess they thought I was something like Jeffrey Dahmer. But those bones were mine. They were disposed of. My job was disposed. They were mine. And I took it. And if you don't like it, fuck you. Do you understand? There are a lot of people in hospitals that work there just for the flesh and the blood. Um, be careful. When you have your loved ones buried, watch them get buried. Because either they're gonna take their clothes off, they're expensive. The drug dealers, when they throw all the money in there, they're taking that, and they're gonna resell the casket, and the corpse is gonna go somewhere in a backyard, and they're gonna torch it, and that's it. And also cremation and things like that. You'll have cigarette ashes in that urn. Talk about that's my mother. No, that is the ashes from a cigarette. Do you understand? uh, I'm from a Jewish family, so we have to be buried quick and have a mausoleum when I pass away. My casket is beautiful. I picked it myself. You guys will see it next month. It says Spellbindah. It's pink and baby pink on the inside, and you know, some people pass away in their sleep. I'm all set. Now, aren't I? Fuck up your money if you want to, but insurance is a good thing to have. So you won't have to have a GoFundMe page for a cremation that's never going to happen. I've been there and done that, so I know it's not. But grand rising to all of you. Thank you for coming by. Consider subscribing to my channel or making a donation to my the name of this live, Spellbindah100K. And if you don't, just keep coming back. Tell your friends to join my channel, to come and subscribe to my channel or my TikTok account. Spellbindah, I go there, and I dropped under 100K, and it hurts my feelings. I'm like 99.3. That sounds like a fucking radio station. Do you understand? Talking very comforting and low this morning, not being my obnoxious self, because I want you guys to have a blessed month that's coming in. February is Black History Month. Like, I care. The history we have here is all lies anyway. When are we going to have Demon Month? When are we going to have crazy black chipmunks. Or crazy boy. Understand? Be true to thyself. Love thyself. You only get one person yourself. If you're watching me, you just woke up, know that God woke you up. But Lucifer is going to bring that light in the morning. And I'm a polytheist, pantheistic Luciferian. Ave, Satanas. I work with him too. Lucifer, Celsius. Wait. Dirty shower.